All right, so I got a tweet up. Shout out to Piper Boy, shout out to Caps, shout out to
Smack would
Battle
be
Rap
like, all
Dose.
right, sir.
Shout out to Battle Rap Dose. And it looks like what it is Angry Fan offering a possible solution to how we fix some of the stuff that's been going on in battle rap, which of course could hopefully move also towards the saving of battle rap. Okay. Let's see what Caps got to say. The nigga Piper Boy said this shit dead. I guess he ain't hear what Caps is talking about.
All right. What if Smack was to be like, all right, Surf is back. AK Sean, we want you back. Hey, Big K, we want you over here. Hey, Briz, whenever you ready to come back, we got a little bag for you over here. We want the top people back over here like how we first started. Like, we don't want you running around to all these other leagues, no show and choking, messing up your stock, and then you come over here and expect us to push y'all. We want y'all only serious battlers over here. Those who want to play games, y'all not coming over here, period. Now, we can negotiate a YouTube drop or two. You feel what I'm saying? However, we going to be on the app. We'll pay you enough to the point that you don't got to run around all crazy. You don't got to get a job, but we ain't giving you no 50, 40,000 a battle. That's not about to happen. Would that entice y'all to get the app? Because I feel like this. Like, I don't know what's going on with battle rap. You know what I'm saying? You see they're talking about Tay-Rock and Surf rematch. Like, we're getting into a rematch phase, right? If everybody had just went back to URL, there's still battles there. As long as it stays divided and URL just has the mid to top tier over there and everybody else is just running around doing whatever the hell they want to do, battle rap is going to look like it's in shambles more and more and more. You know what I'm saying? And I don't blame the other leagues who are trying to come up for booking these battlers, but I don't think they understand, like, if the battlers don't respect you, they're just taking your money and they're showing up and whatever they give you is what they give you. And that's if they actually show up at this point. That don't help push battle rap forward, bro. We're going completely backwards to the point where now, if you look, the battles are being content creators now. Like, it's upside down right now. It's totally upside down right now. And I feel like it can be saved. And one of the things that actually irritates me / scares me at the same time is we ain't really seeing no stars like that being built. All right, Eunice, cool. King, cool. Who else? Like, who else? You know what I'm saying? Like, we've been seeing the same names year after year after year after year after year, bro. We're still watching Arsenal and Mook, and I'm glad they're here. Don't get it confused, but where's everybody else at? Kid Slade, all right. Like, who though? Who else? Doesn't really make any sense. You know what I'm saying? We got to get back to how it used to be. We just have to. Otherwise, we're just a bunch of people in this culture who like battle rap. And that's really it. Even though we're not getting the best battles, I don't even think Good's even battle no more. Like, a lot of niggas is retiring. I don't think DNA is coming back. Like, who's replacing the people who are retiring? It doesn't really make any sense. It doesn't really make any sense. And we got to figure it out quickly before it's really not here no more. And that's really just what it is. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like URL got the power to save it somewhere. But somebody needs to go back to getting the top people on other leagues, period. You know what I'm saying? That will actually help push this motherfucker forward. We've never really been in a position where we've been pushing it forward, looking for the next stars since Norbs left, I feel like, for real. On that type of platform, battlers that we don't know about because we're not watching the other small leagues, y'all went and found them, bought them over here, and now y'all blew them up, and now we like them. Like, they need to get back to that, I feel like. You know what I'm saying? Big K got mad battles out there. Ill Will, you're definitely staying over here. We got Trez, we got Chess. I'm trying to think who else. And I'm not opposed to the Jack Boys and the Drugs and all of them being over there too, but we the top 20, 25 battlers, we want y'all signed to URL. Yes, I said signed. You're going to be under contract. We don't want you just going anywhere.
Yes, it's kind of incredible. It's kind of incredible how, you know, as the unprofessionalism and all the controversy and drama and the no shows and the people that don't even do contracts and the bad business and the people getting walked down and all of this, right? It's making people think about right now and like, all right, well, maybe this is a way to fix right now. Well, let's go back for a second before I get to that, because I got multiple pieces before I get to the bigger picture, just to address Cap's take here. And good ideas, Caps, especially on the surface level. Very, very good ideas. Let's talk about leagues first. You know, like if you go to a period where I think like things were possibly at their peak, possibly on fire. I'm talking about from a battle rap presentation, the scaling of viewership, the crossing out to other people, how much the culture was invested in watching so many battles, even mid-tier battles, doing hundreds of thousands of views. Everybody's on YouTube. Let's say you got URL, you got RBE, you got King of the Dot, you got Guerrilla Warfare, you got Black Ice Cartel, you got UW. Those are probably, from what I remember, I hope to not be missing anybody, in that period, like the biggest presenting platforms. They did the bigger cards, they did bigger matchups, they had more financing, they had big, strong reputations with the fans, the battlers, the bloggers. And once again, if I'm missing any other leagues during that whole period right there, pardon. And then you had some other subsidiary type of leagues as well. You got your Trap House, you got your We Go Hard. Like that era right there was big viewership, hundreds and hundreds of thousands of views on YouTube, millions and of views on YouTube during this period. Now, because those leagues were running pretty well oiled ships, right? They didn't have the reputation of what I see people going after now. You know what people are going after now? I've always been an advocate of battle rappers taking things into their own hands because of the current state of battle rap. But now what's tarnishing that reputation is the bloggers and the fans are looking around and they're saying, like, we think that some of you battle rappers turned league owners don't know how to run leagues or run business. That's what's happening in 2026. I still think my original thought stands, but it's more about the person. You know what I'm saying? Not everybody can become a Black Ice Cartel or Guerrilla Warfare. How do you finance it? How do you run it? How do you contract? How do you match make? How creative are you? How you run it as a business? Not every battle rapper that we're seeing in 2026 knows how to do those things. Okay. So that has created a problem. So the point that I'm really making there is it's almost looked at like multiple leagues are doing such a bad job, or it just feels like nothing's working, or the cards aren't completing, or the respect isn't there, or the money isn't there, or the camera work isn't there. They're doing such a bad job, multiple leagues, to the fans' perspective, that they're saying, fuck it, let's just go back to old reliable. And I can't be mad at that. That's where a thought like that comes in, because I would have never heard a thought like this 2-3 years ago. You know what I'm saying? So now let's move on to the star factor. Okay. I think it's too late for that. I'm just calling a spade a spade. Respect to some of those names that you see coming up, like you hear Eunice a lot. He mentioned Kid Slade. Those guys are extremely talented. It's battle rap is not in a position, even from like the loss of like those guys having big YouTube exposure and viewership that continues to bring and engage fans, and you will never be able to turn a Kid Slade or a Eunice into, like, let's say the next who's a bar heavy guy like Eunice. I don't know, the next A Ward, or I don't know, whatever. Or like, let's say Kid Slade, the next Tay Rock, right? They about you can't do it, right? Those guys unfortunately are in a position, and some of it be, and I don't want to use Eunice and Kid Slade for my next statement. Some of it be the battle rappers too, just not having star quality. To be a star, we use that word so loosely in battle rap. We act like anybody could be a star. The definition to me of a star is somebody that can draw on their own in any industry, meaning that it doesn't matter that you see, when Organic tried to take that shot at Jay Mills, he was like, well, what's going to happen with Jay Mills if he doesn't have like another SEO ranked name or opponent in the title? That's the shot that he was taking at Jay Mills. But outside of the Organic and Jay Mills thing, there's a lot of those people, a lot of battle rappers that can't draw shit on their own. It's like, I can announce just one name, and if a fan base actually turns to click play or to watch a free bootleg, but to actually spend money, that's when you're a star. That's when you have real draw. And these new battle rappers that have been on the scene, they don't have that. I wish that they can be in a spot where they can develop that, have certain matches, certain exposure, because part of it is talent, part of it is promotion, part of it is marketing, part of it is viewership. It's all these pieces that's involved in that, but we don't have real stars coming along. That, I think it's too late for that, especially where battle rap is at. I think it's too late for us to create a whole new wave of stars, which is why we still hold on to a T-Rex, a Murder Mook, a Hitman, a Sue Surf, a DNA, a Goods. These are names that Caps has mentioned. I don't know about DNA. These are the people that come from fucking Fight Club and Grind Time and Sub-Zero DVDs and Smack and URL beginnings and Kid Dot beginnings and came through RBE and Guerrilla Warfare, Black Ice Cartel. We're still holding on to those guys. They're all older now. Okay, so we're holding on to the past because the past is still what's the most dominant and the most drawing. That is a fact about battle rap. Okay. Next up, let's get into the whole, if let's say URL had the top 25 battle rappers now signed to them because people are just like, man, fuck all these other leagues. They're not doing a good job. Okay. If you do that, let's talk about where these battlers are. The top 25 battlers are all pretty much going to be the golden era people, right? That's the top 25 right now. They're all knocking on 40 or in their 40s. Okay. At some point, you have to realize, like, how much rapping do you want these guys to do? How much energy do you want these guys to have? Do you really think that they can continue to, like, just turn the whole ship of battle rap as if they were in their 20s? They're writing like they're 20. It doesn't happen like that anymore. You get Jay-Z, turns around, he does a 444 album. He's in a different place of his life. What do we want these guys still being all aggressive and chest bumping each other when they're 42 years old and doing their best to figure out what type of rounds to put together for somebody that they already battled because we're now calling for rematches? That's the top 25 people, Caps. Like a bunch of 40 plus rap. It's like their time has, we've already lived through that heyday of those battle rappers, the top 25. We've already seen all of their peaks. And we're all proud and enjoyed those peak moments and peak matches and peak of their careers. Like how long do we want LeBron to be a top 5 player? He's not top 5 player anymore. He's impactful and the league still needs him. But that's not the top 25's place right now. But battle rap is not able to cycle the top 25 people into now people, like you say, like a Kid Slade or a Eunice. You can't cycle out that top 25 guys, no matter how talented Eunice is. He is. Shout out to him. You know what I'm saying? So that also bleeds into the topic of rematches. All your top 25 guys, they've done a majority of the impactful, meaningful, storyline-based matches already. Okay? And go ahead, sign all these guys to do 2 years of rematching. Great. You think that saves battle rap? We'll be able to promote some of that stuff, and we're gonna watch it because we're diehard battle rap fans. Diehard battle rap fans historically are not strong enough to push battle rap as an industry up into the, everybody's making tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands or millions. It's not that. Which is why something like bootlegging can absolutely kill battle rap, because we're too small of a financial industry. We're too small. Other industries, they go through bootlegging, they lose 10, 15, 20, 30% of their money getting bootlegged, but their rev and their fan base and their draw and their marketing is so strong, they're okay. Battle rap, we're so much smaller, it kills us. It makes people say, I'm not doing pay-per-views no more. Like, real talk. And before I get into the bigger picture, last but not least, I want to talk about money. Because when we say what happens if, like, let's say URL signs the top 25 people, Caps, we can never forget about money. Money is one of the reasons why certain leagues, they look through the roof when sponsorship is there. And the moment they got to start going into their own pocket, or the sponsors ain't there throwing money around anymore, it's like, not. We only got $2,000-$3,000 to offer the battle rappers. This is a fact. This is a reality. Some of the best battle rappers in the world are being offered $1,500, $2,000. Hell, we just had this whole debate over Organic and Jay Mills, and I'm not even talking about that. I'm talking about URL, team. Every big league out right now can still have top tier battle rappers getting maxed out at $5,000. But let's act like it's a little bit more of, we generate more. We actually can make more money than that, the battle rappers, in 2026. Let's put that act on. Like, it's so lucrative for people. This is why coming into battle rap in 2026 as a full-time career is absolutely insane. But let's take the top 25 people. And I know Caps caught himself when he said niggas ain't really getting 50 and 40 and all that. Let's use 30. Okay. Let's say Battler 1 through 10 makes $30,000. And let's say battler 11 through 25 makes $5,000 a battle, right? So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take 30, right, plus 5, right? So now I got my number 35, right? I'm gonna divide 35 by 2, divided by 2. We get 17.5, right? So then let's say the top 25 battlers battle at least 2 times a year. All right. So we already have the average of those two sides of the number of 17.5. 17.5. So what I do now is I take 17,500, I times it by 2 because that's the average. And I want you to battle at least twice a year, right? So that's an average if you battle twice a year of $35,000 and times that by 25 battlers. So I took the average, which was in the middle of the biggest number and the smallest number. I gave the battlers 2 battles per year, right? And I did that for the top 25 people, right? That comes to $875,000, right? That's just for talent. That's just for talent. Now you add all the expenses for what it takes to actually run events. On top of that, your production, your venue, your if you're doing pay per view or not, your travel, your flights, your hotels, secure everything. You add all that on top. Let's just round it to a cool million. What I'm getting to is how the fuck you paying these 25 people that's contracted? What league right now is showing that we are willing to pay just the battlers themselves 1 million per year right now, when behind the scenes people are top tiers are talking about they being offered 2,000, 2,500, 3 grand? Where's that million coming from? Because money is always the biggest piece. It's very easy for us to just say, yo, just sign the top 25 battle rappers. Who's paying them? Okay. Bigger picture. Um Bigger picture now. And like I said, I'll save the personal one for last. Um, the bigger picture of stuff like this, and I literally had this conversation on the phone with one of the biggest bloggers last week. It was about the lack of content, which of course then turns into money, monthly money for the bloggers, right? When you see all the controversy, pretty much just like news and that type of stuff dominating the platforms, whether it's 15 minutes of fame, hip hop is real, interviewing people about stuff that's not really like, oh, let me recap my battle. It's always the topics that are being dominating the interviews. And that's cool. Like I love the content just like anybody else. The bloggers, that's what's dominating their content right now. Me, it's what dominates topics, coverage, controversy. Like that's the cycle. The battles don't have us talking or bringing in the clicks that match the just general news. Okay. So the thing about where the bloggers are right now, the bloggers that primarily focus on battle rap content, obviously they're running out of content and we keep recycling the same topics. But the more and more battle rap dwindles, the less and less content that the bloggers will have, which then results in the less and less money that they can make. Okay. So what's happening is people are reaching around for ideas and fixes. I literally just had this conversation with a blogger last week. Like, it's like, yo, the more and more the shit dies, the domino effect is we don't have the shit to talk about. And that means that this piece of money that I make every month on YouTube is gone. All right. So that's a bigger picture. Sorry, it's true reality. Okay. Um, and I'm going to tie that into a personal one in a second. The second one, I got 3 for the bigger picture. The second one is it comes back to money and making money off of me. Right. So, and that's going to maybe tweak a nerve, but if the shoe fits, I'm sorry, I'm just referencing here. You ever see people complain, literally the word complain, about other people making money off of them, right? Like for example, if somebody complains like "Yo, I fed the bloggers, or I paid the bloggers bills, or niggas need me, or they talk about me, all of that. You want to, it's a psychological thing. You want to know where some of that comes from? Some of that comes from, or sometimes it's said by people that aren't capitalizing on their own name or their own presence nearly as much as they see the surrounding people, right? And that bothers people. That bothers people internally, and that's when people start to complain. So, for example, if I made $1 million last year doing RBE, and I didn't, right? If I made $1 million last year doing RBE, you think I care if I go to Dre Dennis's page and he's got some TikTok or Twitter clip up that did 1 million views off of RBE content and he maybe made 10,000? Or if I find out that hip hop is real, or not hip hop is real, 15 Minutes of Fame's video of like the Hitman versus Cassidy clip that's over 1 million views on their channel. If he made $50,000 off, $30,000 off of that, well, what did I make from that max out event? When you make a majority of the money off of your own brand or your own name or your own presence, that's not a thought of yours. It doesn't bother you, you know, because if I make all this money during the year, and if I fully capitalize on what I've developed and the name that I built in battle rap or in hip hop, right? This person over there that makes 5,000 off of me, $10,000 off of me, $50,000 off of me, it's not even a thought for me to be worried or care or complain about it. It doesn't bother me. It doesn't bother me. But the thing is here, I'm using that to make a bigger point, even though I know people's gonna be like, oh, he's talking about a specific person. It definitely fits specific people. But what really happens then, what that really shows is that the stars of the culture aren't even really pulling in the money that they deserve for their talent, for their talent. Some of the biggest battle rappers in the world are fucked up right now. Fucked up on have all different types of financial issues, all types of shit. And they'll have a nerve pinch when they look around and they see other people making money that they're not making, and that's partially battle rap. The market of battle rap doesn't present a lot of people many financial opportunities unless you wanted them ones consistently and you're in a perfect spot. But even the biggest are struggling right now. Okay. Now, let me use that to get into the personal one. I've said for maybe 5+ years, it's not about these. And shout out to Caps. Shout out to Caps. I respect anybody that's throwing out ideas about how we can help this shit. But it's not about us continuing to find these band-aids or these random like, yo, what if somebody just signs the top 25 because all these other leagues right now ain't being respected, right? You got to think deeper than that. It's not about that. For the last 5-6 years, what I've been preaching about is transitions. Why? Because if I'm telling you, you got some of the best battle rappers in the world getting offered 1,500, 2,000, 2,500, $3,000, $4,000, right? What's the big picture then for battle rap in its current state for even the top guys as well as newcomers or up and comers? What's the big picture for them? We're at a point where if you're not transitioning or if you're not developing your plan B's and C's, you have to be of like the top 3% to be able to bank on making money from battle rap 5 years from now. Meaning like the biggest league owners will have, residual stuff coming in, ownership type of stuff, platforms that can still generate a good buck per event, maybe app ownership, businesses that they own, right? If you're not of that 3%, you better have transitions. You better be Denzel. I'm leaving with something. If what do you think the most is I've made for a month of blogging on YouTube? Drop those comments below. I bet you it's lower than many of y'all think. I saw a recent video from Sirius Jones. He's way off with certain people. You know what I'm saying? Like real talk. He could call me and I could show him. I've shown screenshots to certain people. You know what I'm saying? Like, but that comes from my hard work and consistency. And I know not everybody does that type of work ethic either. But it's the transitions. Whether you're taking your name and you're like DNA and you're gonna go figure it out on how to make all this money on Twitch or whatever, or you open up a business or you start blogging. Excel is one of the best pens in the world, right? I'm seeing his name more relevant from blogging than certain years of hearing about him as a battle rapper. And he's one of the best pens of all time. You know what I'm saying? Arsenal started something that I wish he would continue, like the MTV Cribs type of stuff. Like the transitions is really, really what will support people to make money from battle rap going forward, or at least from what they've done in battle rap. Okay. I've been talking about transitions forever. If you're not in that 3%, you all you do is hang around as the ship sinks for the type of boat that you're in. Not everybody's in the same boat, but many of y'all are. Okay. Um, all right, personal topic. Many of y'all, I'm semi off of battle rap right now, but it's relatable. Y'all could drop off right now if y'all want. If you look at my Instagram, this is still related though, semi. If you look at my Instagram, I don't post my children, my beautiful son, my beautiful daughter. Man, I want to show them off every fucking day. I just haven't gotten to that point where I'm comfortable putting them in the public because I'm a public figure, and I know a lot of people do in respect to them. I've been paranoid about it forever. I'm an 80s baby. I don't come up in social media. So seeing how nasty and destructive and how ugly it is, and people take pictures of your kids and play, and even though my kids are beautiful, but you know what I'm saying? Like it scares me. It scares me. I don't put women on my shit, as y'all can see from my gram too. I don't even put my niggas' wives. Like they could take pictures with their wives on their social medias. I don't post that on my gram really. You know what I'm saying? My godson. I was in the mall one time. My godson, we met Shaquille O'Neal. Shaquille O'Neal gave him advice, took pictures with him, whatever. I wanted to post that as a proud moment because he plays basketball. My godson's like seven, not seven, 5 or 7 or some shit. Like he's super tall, and he plays ball. And I would have posted that, like, it's like proud moment for me. And I was like, I can't because I don't be posting kids, and like my kids or my grandchildren, or I have 2 other grandchildren as well, 2 beautiful girls, from my man Aaron. I don't post them, you know. Maybe I'll get to a point where I do. But speaking of transitions, my son, a lot of the stuff I've learned, even from being an entrepreneur in and out of battle rap, and some even from within battle rap, I've started to transition. I want to use the word transition in bigger picture that you guys see in the title. I started to transition to my son, right? I've already passed the test of success. I'm still working every day. I'm not turning my switch off anytime soon, but I've already passed that test. I've already done a lot for me and people around me. I'm lucky enough to be at a point now where I'm transitioning things to my son. Okay. So my son, I taught him how to edit. I learned how to edit in battle rap. My son edits videos. I teach my son about marketing and selling a product and being charismatic on camera, and being a personality. I learned how to do that for me from Rare Beat Entertainment in battle rap. You know what I'm saying? So like my son, I'm gonna show y'all something. Like, I show nothing on the personal side of things, but you see these packages right here. My son, my son does sales. He's 13 years old. Son does sales online, right? He has himself a little online business. And one of my errands today is I'm gonna go drop off his packages at the post office while he's in school. And all the things that he's doing that I've learned and I've passed to him, you know, these are the type of things that I see when people learn how to run a business, people learn how to sell a product. Those could be t-shirts for a battle rapper right now. Those could be a battle rapper's merchandise, right? I watch a little kid do that almost every day. He gets online and tries to sell his product. He gets on his streams, and then he edits his streams and then tries to turn that into content for another bag. He's a little kid. You know what I'm saying? That's what I mean by transitioning things. Because the bigger picture for me now, or if for me, it was always multiple sources of income. And now I'm also transitioning some of the things that I've learned to my son. And you got a lot of people in battle rap that are my peers, and forget what they transition to other people. Watching them not transition or find other means or have that type of ethic for themselves. Meanwhile, we keep pitching and screaming about battle rap as a whole. You got to understand that some of the people don't even have that drive. You know what I'm saying? So it's not just the no shows or the league's fault or the battle rappers' fault or we're lacking stars. People got to have the drive for it. They got to have the drive for it, and that's not 10 out of 10 people. There's only but so many leaders or so many people that get up off their ass and go fight every day for it, and they turn themselves into certain types of. But what you're seeing is people that can't even show up for a battle. So you got to lower your expectations for, unfortunately, many of these people that we deal with. You got to lower your expectations. All right. Speaking of my son, last but not least, once again, this is not relevant. This is like just a proud story that I don't mind putting online. I'll probably end up putting something like this on my Instagram too. My son, my son is into a bunch of different hobbies. One of which, obviously, that he's turning into a little business, little mini entrepreneur. And in one of his hobbies, there's a guy that when I take him to these hobby nights, there's a guy that we see frequently. So we become familiar with them. Like they do deals with each other and whatnot. So I'm driving him back from the post office. It's like 2 days ago. So I'm driving like this. And the guy that we see from one of the hobby nights, he's on a little golf cart with two of his kids. And we pass each other. And I see his face. Recognize him. So I bend to Yui. And I come up behind. I honk my horn. He's thinking it's just a car behind him that, golf carts, they slow it, so they try to get out the way. So he pulls over and he's like, go ahead. I pull it right next to him. I'm like, yo, I hop out. He's like, are you living here? I'm like, yeah, we neighbors. He said, you don't live in here. So I'm just bringing my son back from the post office. There he goes right there. You'll see him in the passenger seat. That's him right there through the windshield. You see him? He's like, oh, you don't live it. He said it like 3-4 times, and I wasn't even offended. Actually, it's a stereotype that makes me proud. You know that scene in the movie Friday, not the first Friday, was it Friday after next or next Friday, whatever, when Michael Rappaport comes to the door, Ice Cube opens the door, he's like, huh, nice, I didn't expect you to live here, but I've been dealing with that for a large percentage of my life. You know what I'm saying? People come, they do service, or they come to your yard, or they fix this, or come do that, or I get deliveries and whatever. I bump into people. It's just like, I get it. I don't fit the bill, maybe, in your eyes. It's a stereotype. Maybe I don't look like what you expect to actually live in here, but I do. You know what I'm saying? And those type of stereotypes that we break and we carry, and then we push over to our little ones, it breaks barriers. It breaks the ground. We set our youngins up and our youth up for the next. And I tell you, I always relish in that stereotype. I enjoy standing in front of people and them being surprised. I enjoy it. It doesn't offend me. You can be offensive doing this shit, but it doesn't offend me. I'll be like laughing on the inside. You know what I'm saying? Like, I must have did something right. It's cool if I don't fit your stereotype of expectation. You know what I mean? Like when people hear me talk, or they see the way I move or I conduct business, then it's like, oh, because if you just look or you catch a vibe, you put me in a different perspective until you hear me speak or you see how I move or you see my work ethic. Then it's like, oh, okay, I get it now. I'm glad you understand. And I bring mines up the same way. But if you don't have that in you and you falling out of grace, or if you looking around, calling around for money to conduct business, the business that you claim to be running and owning, then you've already missed your mark. And I'm sorry if for some people it's too late. It's a harsh reality and a tough pill to swallow. But like I said, some of these people are my peers. I'm not worried about me. I'm at a point where I'm not transitioning for me. I'm through me, past me, and transitioning to somebody else, my son or my daughter. All right. It's too late for certain people. They didn't show it then. They're not going to show it now. Okay. And we have to accept that. There's no Superman coming for battle rap. All we're going to have is moments, and some people that can still make their money here and there, and many other people that's just going to be looking around, as things are the way that they are. Stop looking for Superman or multiple Supermen. It just is what it is. Find your transitions, understand what's most important to you, and use your name and the reputation that you've built and the following you've built from battle rap to continue to move into other areas. Okay. I go onto my other channel. I don't talk about battle rap over there at all. You know, I'll tell y'all, like my first little check I got from them was like being monetized for the first month. And it was like the last 20 days of the month was like something like that. It made like $500 some. And I was proud of that with them little views over there. I was proud of that because I'm a stovetop cooker. And I'm looking at that. I'm just like, all right, well, what's it going to be 5 years from now? You know, but these are all transitions. I'm not going to be dying and drowning looking for battle rap content 5 years from now. I won't be. Meanwhile, we're all watching the academics of the world, you know what I'm saying, that put in the time and have good content and quality takes, and they do their thing, and they make millions from these different areas that are well accessible for us to transition into as well. Not everybody could do it, but some of y'all can, and y'all don't even try. So transitions to me is the bigger picture. But y'all hang around waiting for battle rap to save itself if you want. In the meantime, I'm gonna be making some money somewhere else. Some of y'all.
Don't confuse silence with work ethic. I'm a boss making decisions, my first fetish. The verse cherished is perfect, that's a reverse blemish. I dropped it, connected the block, learn Tetris.
One of the toughest characters ever to bulldog his way
Welcome to
into
the house
Hollywood.
of. And shout out to them.
Without my, they still got a gun.